friends, it's Mrs. Pylant. I hope you guys are having, I use quick little dabs with my paintbrush to make it look like it's radiating out. And then I used perspective. Remember we talked about that before. We have our dark water and our medium water and our light water in the background. And then this is an origami sailboat that I've created. So I'm going to show you how to create this project with just white paper and crayons. So if you don't have, paints or anything like that, or colored paper, that is absolutely okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our white piece of paper, copy paper, whatever you have, and we're going to fold it in half horizontally, and that's going to create that horizon line where the sky and the water are going to meet. Okay, so here's that horizon line right there. And what I'm going to do is above the horizon line, I'm going to draw my sun. So I'm going to take my yellow crayon, because remember, the warm colors are going to make the sun look hot. So we have yellow, we have red, and we have orange. Where's my regular orange? There it is. Okay, so those are the colors that are going to make the sun feel nice and hot. And then down here in the water, we're going to use some cool colors. I used just blues, but you could use all of the cool colors if you wanted to. So if you look at the color wheel, we have our red, orange, yellow over here. We have our blue, purple, and green on this side. So blue is usually what we use for water, but again, you could use all three if you want. You could use mostly blue and then a little bit of purple or a little bit of green. It's up to you. So I'm going to start by drawing just a big circle right here with my yellow crayon. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So I'm going to fill this in really, really quickly, doing big circles to fill it in. And so it's already starting to look like it's shining. So then I'm going to take my next warm color, which is going to be orange, and I'm going to do curved lines all the way around my sun. Just quick curved lines. And you could turn the paper as you work. Try not to go past that horizon line though. You could do the rest of this with the orange. You could do the rest of it with more yellow if you wanted to. You could fill in some spaces with blue. If you had watercolor, you could paint over that with some watercolor. Because remember, the crayon and the watercolor are going to resist. So I'm going to fill this in real quick with the rest of my red. Just quick. So all I'm doing is impress, draw, that's it. Quick. So the Impressionist painters really painted quickly because they were trying to draw and paint exactly what they saw outside. Because a lot of them noticed that as the sun moved throughout the day, all of the shadows and light sources would change as well. So if you've ever started a painting and you're trying to capture all of those shadows, you have to do it really quickly, because otherwise the shadows will change as the time of day changes. So there's my very bright sun. Then I'm going to do my water. So if you don't have different kinds of blues, you could use just blue. I have blue and I have blue-green. If you have light blue crayon, you could use this. Or if you just have blue, that is absolutely okay. So I'm going to draw my horizon line here where the sky and the water are meeting. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a curvy line down here, and I'm going to press kind of hard. And then another one, and I'm going to press a little softer. And then the last one, I'm going to press a little bit lighter. Okay, and then I'm going to color those in. And I'm going to use quick, curvy lines. Quick. So in the background, I'm going to go up and down. Wee. And this will help make it look like the water is moving, because the ocean never stays completely still. And then I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to press a little bit harder. But again, this is a quick thing. Turning my paper so that it's easier. It's easier for me to go like this, doing my quick curvy lines. And you could go back in with some greens and do this as well to make it look more dimensional. Because if you've ever looked out at the ocean or a picture of the ocean, it's not going to be solid blue, it's not going to be solid purple. It's going to be all different kinds of blues and greens. So I'm just filling in the rest of my paper here. So again, this is a really quick project. It's kind of like scribbling, but you're being mindful. You're thinking about where to put those, scribbly lines. And again, if you have some other blues, you could add some other blues in there. Looks really pretty. Think about your crayon kind of acting like a paintbrush right now. Go real quick, making sure you color those edges on too. And then comes the fun part. Next is the origami sailboat. So there were a lot of paintings done of the ocean during the Impressionist movement because the water would always change, and they were also near a canal in Europe. So I set this aside, and if you look at my sailboat here, it's made out of paper. And if you want to go onto YouTube, there are plenty of different videos on how to show you how to create things out of origami. If you have origami paper, great. If you don't, that's okay too. I'm going to show you real quick how to take a regular piece of copy paper and we're going to make it into a square. So you do need to have a pair of scissors for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one corner and I'm going to put it up here at the top. So I'm taking this rectangular piece of paper and I'm lining that piece of paper up right there very carefully. And then I'm going to crease it. I'm going to press and crease it like this. Then I'm going to take my scissors. Remember, we hold them fingers in the big part, thumb in the little part, and we always cut away from our hand. So my hands are next to each other, and I'm going to snip this long piece of paper off. So now I have a piece of paper that is a rectangle, or sorry, a square. Okay, because most origami starts out as a square. So now I'm going to fold that back again. I'm going to show you how to make the sailboat. Okay, so I'm going to turn my paper around this way. So here's my big fold. Here's my open spot. This is a very simple sailboat. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this up like this. You could color this in with a pattern if you chose to. You could make it smaller by making the piece of paper smaller, and then you can put your sailboat on your seascape like this. To make the paper smaller, because it is a little bit big for that paper, right? Okay, so I have it folded into a triangle. I'm going to fold it into a smaller like this. And then I'm going to cut right along here. Oopsies, keeping my paper folded, it got stuck. It happens. Okay, so I kept it folded and now I have a smaller square piece of paper, and that's going to work much better for my sailboat. Remember, fold it in half, and then you could fold it up this way as well. There's a different kind of sailboat. Or no, that's the same. Anyway, there's a bunch of different sailboats out there that you can create. This is one of them. I hope you had fun doing this with me, and I can't wait to see your pictures of your beautiful artwork. Okay, I hope to see you guys soon. Be safe.